Hi guys, welcome to Physio Shack. So I'm going to generally explain the issue with stretching your hamstrings and lower back pain. So if you are one of those people who stretches your hamstrings and has lower back pain, stop. You don't need to do that. It's probably not doing you any favors. So generally tightness is secondary to a weakness. So if your nervous system perceives a weakness in your back, then it would generally tighten structures above and below it. And that just helps lock the area down. Whether it needs to or not, it's your nervous system is hardwired to protect, and generally tight hamstrings with lower back pain is a guarding against future movement, rightly or wrongly. That doesn't mean that you can't do that movement, and it doesn't mean that you shouldn't do that movement, because you probably should, because that's part of rehab. But what can happen is the nerves themselves, and one of the reasons why some people get radicular pain, which is that pain going down your leg, or the pins and needles, numbness, tingling, and everything in between, is because the nerves have a nice track that they glide in as the body moves around. And generally, if that nerve gets irritated, it can become inflamed like a muscle can, and that encroaches on the space around it and irritates the soft tissues around it, the muscles, and in turn they respond by things like guarding, general tightness, twitching type spasms, and cramps. So sometimes we see it a lot in clinic and in the gym and so on. So I'm just going to take you through an easy way of mobilizing and stretching those nerves without detriment to your lower back and without detriment to your hamstrings. And these are dead easy, anyone can do them. And the idea is, well, the first one is, imagine this imaginary line is a nerve. All we're going to do is gently mobilize one end, mobilize the other, and so on. And it's the nerve equivalent of rocking a baby. So we're getting it to calm down, reduce the inflammation slightly, and then hopefully reduce the pain-related symptoms. So first one is, and this is dead easy. If you're watching this, it may look like nothing, but I'll talk you through it. So with any nerve glide, with any nerve flossing, nerve mobilization, whatever you want to call it, it's all more or less the same thing. The idea is not to really push into the movement, but go to the point where you can feel the nerve type tension, and you'll know what I mean when you get there. The nerve tension and then release. You go into the nerve tension and then release. You don't have to force anything. If you force any of these movements, Newton's laws of physics, you have an equal and opposite reaction. Things will tighten and become a bit more troublesome, I think is the more appropriate word. So first one, you just need to sit with your legs dangling. So imagine I've got pain going down the back of my leg, it's horrendous. So the first one is leg up and down. I did say it was dead easy. So imagine I get to here and I feel that tension, then that's the area I work in. Just there and back, in and out of that movement. Okay, remember we're just gently pulling like that, gently pulling, dead easy. 10 to 15 repetitions at a time, give it a little wiggle, little rest, and then repeat. Okay, so imagine you're doing that like me and it's dead easy, can't feel anything. Okay, so next stage, we're going to take the nerve and we're going to do this on both ends rather than just that one end. Okay, so here it goes. As this leg comes up, my chin, my head looks up and back to neutral. Looks up and back to neutral. Did say it was dead easy. Okay, now if that's easy, next stage, we're taking both ends of the nerve and we're stretching like that. Okay, if you've got any sort of ridiculous symptoms like that nerve-related pain, this is the one that you'll probably feel it in more than the other two. So as this leg comes up, I'm going to look down. Okay, so this comes up, look down, back to neutral. In some texts, and sometimes it's taught so you go into that position, and when this comes down, you look up. Whatever's more comfortable, really. Again, 10 to 15 times, give it a little wiggle, move around a bit, repeat. Dead easy. The third one, people with any nerve-related tension tend to feel a lot. So please, please do not go straight into this. You will have a pretty horrible time. I think is the easy way of putting it. And you'll do, and I'll say that you'll go straight to this anyway because you'll think, oh, I can do this, dead easy. And you'll do it and think, no. Okay, so this one is just what we were doing, but we're going to slump at the same time. Okay, ready? So it's that slumping movement. Okay, that's it. So they're the basic ways that you can mobilize the nerve. You can do it if you're in the gym and you're about to go into a deadlift, squat, and things are feeling a bit tight. You can incorporate that into a warm up quite easily. You know, it should be the norm, but it's not. People tend to use, you know, bands and unloaded bars and foam rollers and a mixture of other things. But this is another tool in your toolbox. It's very useful. Get that tool out whenever you need it. If you wake up one morning, slept in a funny position and you think, oh, my back feels a bit tight, or my glute feels a bit tight, do this. It'll mobilize it a lot easier than just mindlessly stretching for the sake of it. And don't get me wrong, stretching is nice, it has its place in terms of if I'm holding a stretch and I'm holding it for long enough, it stimulates nerves called Golgi tendon organs, which create a relaxation response. It feels great at the end of the night. You know, if I'm going to bed and I want to feel quite relaxed, I'll have a stretch because that's an appropriate time to do that. Is it an appropriate time to relax those muscles before I'm about to, you know, smash a deadlift, squat, go for a run, play a football match, play a rugby match? No, it's not. So you want something that allows you to work the muscles but relax the nerves and get that nice balance. Okay, hope that makes sense. So if you do have any back pain, please do it. Thank you.